It's interesting. We said, well, no, I'm sorry. This is, there were like 30 questions. We go somewhere else. But this is so I'm hearing this conversation because we talked about really the cracks in the system and how we are touching and building these legacy brands. And we see the innovation, we see the need for stronger business models. But then you touched on this where the children aren't picking it up. So we talked about a legacy brand, but who's actually there to pass the torch to? How then, and in the previous conversation, the panel today, they're talking about what's our why? How do we pass that why on then to this next generation? Because if it's just about money, that may or may not be enough to sustain it. How do we focus on a why and what would be the why that to get either it doesn't even I don't think it has to be your child that picks it up, but somebody to pick it up. Does that make sense of the question? Yeah, you want to touch on it. Okay.
I mean, the why has to be more than exactly what ISIS says, money. Because once you achieve the success of money, there's always an emptiness. It really, really comes down to your purpose that you want to leave on this earth. It is so important to be impactful. And that's why I said when I think of legacy, I think about impact. Impact does not mean you have to have millions of followers loving you and then you're changing the world. You can change the world by one person. And that was something I realized that I wanted to do. And I was actually nervous. My family didn't push me to want to be in the hair care industry. They saw so many challenges with it. They were very protective. So their look and legacy was just making sure I was an entrepreneur. And I had the success of being an entrepreneur in finance and insurance. Did very well there, sold the businesses. And then that's when I had, a breakdown of wanting to get back in the industry. Well, not wanting to get back because my parents did it. I was very young when they sold Harmon, but really wanting to make sure that we could set a new standard and allow that business to live on and not just be sold or anything like that, but stay committed to a Black-owned brand, to the Black community. And to what ISIS says, it's not always having to pass the business down to your family, but passing it down through the communities that it stands strong. And that to me was very important. But then also solving needs. A lot of products have hacks and so forth, and they're not really solving the needs. Or when you decide to spend your dollar, you don't really know where your dollar is going to. And I wanted to make sure if you ever see what your dollar is going to, you're seeing prosperity, you're seeing better health, because we are a hair wellness. We believe in the health of our community, giving that access, also being sustainable as well.
So,
I agree 100%. I would add to that the impact concept on one of the values and why. I mentioned why. I think we need to get back to the old school pride in the community, pride for yourself, pride for your neighbor, and having that sense of that value system where we're all in this together. One of the things that I find most distressing, and it's real we're all family here, about why we're not progressing enough, particularly these days of Trump. People are too individualized. They're about themselves. The bus boycott lasted over a year. Because people about each other. If that doesn't happen today, I'm under that question. There would be fragments, there would be offshoots. Back in the day, we were all in it together. Now there's your agenda, my agenda. And I think if we bring back that sense of pride, where that's my cousin, that's my sister, that extended family, I think we'd be a lot better. And you're going to be able to pass something on because it's not your business, it's my business too.
I'm so glad that he said that. Look like all I'm doing is piggybacking off here, so you can see who had great panel that's here. But to piggyback off of what he said about individualizing, rather look at other ethnic groups. Okay, and we're not here to pick on any ethnic group or maybe elevate one. But look how they pull their resources together. And what has happened a lot now as far as to the let's say the supplier, the black building supplier, you manufacture a product or whoever manufactures the product, you have to have a supplier, right? In order to be able to distribute that product, in order to get into our hands, right? Well, we talk about wealth. We talk about wealth for them to be able to have the money in order to be able to do that. Let's take a particular nationality that pools their money together. I don't even need to say who that is, right? They pool their money together. So now that when they want to say, go to your larger markets in order to be able to put their product there, man, they come with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Because what if they did? They pooled their money together. They didn't operate individual, as you heard Corey make mention. You look at another ethnic type of dude that came over here to America. And now, where they used to be people that would be the ones cutting our yards and our trees and things like that, like drying our cars. Oh, you're not doing that anymore. You know why? Because they pool their sources together, right? They didn't mind 5 and 6 of them staying in the same house until they got enough where he can buy a brand new car cash. This person can buy a new car cash. Okay. Why? Because they pool their resources together. See? But as Corey just made mention, we haven't learned how to be able to do that. So when we show up, we only have a certain amount of dollars in order to be able to do it. But then here's other groups that are showing up with 10 times the amount. Who is the big boy per second on the game? Makes sense. So that's an issue that we have as Black people, learning how to pool our resources together, because we can get so many things done if we were able to do that as a group.